Hello guys and gals, of course. Today I am going to make the very first lecture for class 10th. The name of the chapter is Chemical Reactions and Equations. I welcome all of you on this very first lecture. This lecture will be available only in English medium, and this chapter is from CBSE NCERT book. So guys, the name of the chapter, as it suggests, chemical reactions and equations. Most of you have heard the name of this chapter, chemical reactions, whether it was in class 9th or earlier it may be. Let us have the scheme of this chapter. First of all, we will start the chapter with introduction part. So guys, in case of introduction, there is nothing more, just we will discuss about three words. The three words are reactant, second word is product, and the third word is reaction. These three words or these three terms will be covered in introduction part. After introduction part, we will have a quick look at previous knowledge about this chapter or related to this chapter. Guys, let me ask you one question, that is, what do you know about a change? The word change is to be explained here. If I say about change, see, one general example I can give you, that suppose you are meeting your friend after a very long gap, that may be 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, or say 10 years. Then sometime it happens that suddenly you say, oh, there is a great change in you. So what is the meaning of that word, great change? So today we are going to discuss that similar word, change, here. Now if we want to define the word change, so we can say generally the difference in the final state and initial state is known as a change. Actually this word or these similar words are related to your class 6, 7, 8. Might be you have discussed, you have studied about these words. Let us give some examples of change. Examples of change. First example. Change in your height. Now you can ask me that how it is an example. See, from childhood it is sure that your height is increasing. If you compare two time intervals, then you will see a great difference. That is called a change in height. Next example, you can say change in body weight. Change in body weight. The same example, that is also understood, that sometimes you may lose your weight, sometimes you can gain your weight. So if somebody is gaining the weight, you can say that he is changing. Similarly, next example, folding or unfolding, folding or unfolding of your sleeves. That is also an example of change. Next example, cutting a paper. Cutting a paper. That is also change. Next example, rolling of paper. So these are the some examples of change. After also there are some examples, but we will take those examples at proper place. Okay. Now if we go to divide the word change, then you can divide the change into two types. Generally change are of two types, and these two types already you have discussed, you have studied in your class 6th or 7th or 8th. I am sure that your science teacher had already told you about this change. So now the first name is physical change. The second one is chemical change. Now the word chemical is familiar to us or to you, but the word physical change might be little bit different word or unknown word for you. Okay, let us discuss about all these two types. First one is physical change. Better you can make two columns, so we can discuss in a tabular form. That will be better. Okay, now see physical change. Okay, before going to change, I would like to add one important point here. Note. What is this note? A change may be reversible. A change may be reversible or irreversible. A change may be reversible or irreversible. Now what is the meaning of reversible and irreversible? First of all, just we have some examples of change. First example, that is change in your height. Now see, change in your height, once you gain a certain height, then it is not going to decrease. So if the change is happening only in one direction, that is either forward direction or backward direction, if only one direction, then that change is called irreversible change. Irreversible change. Now second example, body weight. Look in the second example, your body weight is not constant. According to some factors, or it depends upon some factors, this body weight sometime might increase or sometime decrease. So if it is increasing, that is a change. If it is decreasing, that is a change. So this type of change is called reversible change. Okay, so we have discussed this point, reversible change and irreversible change. Okay, now come to the point, that is types of change. Types of change. We have classified change into two types, physical change and chemical change. Okay, so first we should define the physical change. What is called physical change, or what is the definition of physical change? If I am saying the definition, if there is any change, if there is any change in if there is any change in any of the physical properties of a substance, the change is termed as physical change. If we go about the definition of chemical change, the same definition you can use. Only the change, or only the difference between physical change and chemical change is that this physical properties has to be substituted by the word chemical itself, and then it becomes chemical change. So let's define the change. If there is any change in any of the chemical properties of a substance, the change is known as chemical change. This is the definition for physical change and chemical change. Now here we can highlight two important points. First one is physical properties, and the second thing is chemical properties. Guys, so we should know about physical properties and chemical properties. Okay, so in the next lecture we will discuss about physical properties, chemical properties. Till then, take care, bye bye, stay home.